Turner.
This month on FIH Hockey Monthly, we catch up with Australia's skillful striker. A trip to hockey's own Colosseum. We meet with Poland's ambitious captain. And catch up with hockey's band of brothers. Has been named India's captain for the upcoming Sultanas Lansha hockey tournament. The 30-year-old has replaced Rajpal Singh. Halappa has earned more than 200 caps for India. His Lansha tournament will get underway from May 5. Argentina edged out Australia in the 4-match test series 2-1. The world champions won the first 2 games with the same scoreline of 3-2. The Hockey Room registered a comeback with a 1-0 victory in the 3rd encounter, but a stalemate in the final game handed the series to the visitors. The Netherlands striker Ellen Hoog has been ruled out for 4 to 6 weeks after she broke her ankle. She suffered the fracture while playing for her Amsterdam club against Rotterdam. The 25-year-old has won an Olympic gold, a World Cup and 2 Champions Trophy titles with the Netherlands.
Hi, I'm Glenn Turner.
The script couldn't have been written better for Australia's new strike sensation. Having slammed 37 goals in his first 50 international games, Turner has not just announced his arrival at the international circuit with a bang, but has also been instrumental in Australia's recent dominance of world hockey.
I guess it's a bit of luck and a lot of hard work. It's definitely something that for the last year that I've worked on really hard, and getting to the right positions and doing the right team, that's my role in the side, fulfilling that role, and obviously I've got a lot of good players behind me to get me the ball, so yeah, basically being at the right time, the right place, the right time, and then being able to finish it off.
Chance, Turner! Clinical finish.
He was vital to Kookaburra's cause, scoring 6 goals in the Hero Honda FIH World Cup in 2010 as his team went on to win the tournament for the first time in 24 years. This was no flash in the pan, as he provided vital contributions in the last 2 Champions Trophy events and the Commonwealth Games, all of which Australia went on to win. Of course, it is his performance in the World Cup that he cherishes the most.
It was a tournament where a lot of things went right for us, and we did a lot of work before the tournament, a lot of hard work to get our team, get the right team and the right structure and a lot of fitness. And it was just, yeah, I guess the small battles, we won the small battles in the final and the semi-final, and they were very tough games. I think we won the last 3 games of the World Cup 2-1, so we didn't run away with it by any means, but it was a tournament that I know for the guys that were in our team that had lost the last one, that it was just a relief for everyone in the Australian camp and for Australian hockey to get that gold medal.
Turner developed an early love for the sport, despite the fact that the game did not run in his family. In fact, both his father and grandfather were rugby players. So what prompted his inclination towards hockey at the tender age of 5?
My whole family played rugby league and rugby union back in Australia, and yeah, my neighbour was my best friend, and we were both 5 years old, and his dad played hockey, and they both played for the small town of Barrel, and both dads used to play their sport and then have a drink afterwards, and one day they just decided to have a bet because we were getting to the age where we started to play sport, and they said whichever team finishes high out of their hockey and football that year, that both boys would play. So ended up Barrel Hockey Club won the premiership, so from then on I ended up playing hockey with my best mate and never looked back since.
It was at the Junior World Cup in 2005 that Turner showed early promise. He was then awarded a scholarship but refused it due to domestic commitments. In 2008, however, lightning struck twice. After top scoring in the AHL season, he was re-awarded the scholarship by Rick Charlesworth. This time, he had no hesitation in taking it up. Although he had to struggle with injuries to be the reckoning, his perseverance paid off.
We knew of Glenn Turner, of course he was around the scene, but he had been not able to train enough and we often had some injuries. So when we got him in the centralised program and we worked with him, I think we've improved his physical condition. He always was a very skillful player, and now we're finding that's the case.
Given the way he has overcome numerous financial pressures and physical challenges, Turner's story of determination and zeal is a source of inspiration for all those who are trying to transcend similar obstacles and adversities.
There was times there where I definitely thought that I would never play for Australia, and I thought my dream from when I was young was over. But I always kept chipping away and just knew that, like I always knew there was a chance that I could. So basically just getting yourself into the right shape and keeping yourself there, keeping yourself under the noses of the selectors, I guess, and then one day if you get that chance, it's about grabbing it with both hands and running with it, I guess.
Having won all the major tournaments after the Beijing Olympics, he is now looking to add the Olympic gold to his entirely golden trophy cabinet. That remains his big motivation as he buckles down to the task of leading the Australian attack in London. A win there would provide both him and his coach Rick Charlesworth with a clean sweep of major victories. Located between Düsseldorf and the Dutch border, Mönchengladbach is one of the quieter cities in Germany. It is not a natural draw for tourists, despite its natural beauty. In recent times, though, its visitors count has increased dramatically, especially during the summers. One of the major reasons for this has been hockey and the development of the Warsteiner Hockey Park, the largest and the best equipped hockey stadium in Europe and one of the best in the world.
We can say it belongs to the best ones because of the infrastructure, and I don't know, maybe if you have a look to the others in Amsterdam or Rotterdam, so they're a little bit smaller. They have the clubs inside in Terrassa or in Spain or in England, but I think this is the only stadium who is only made for the big events, and so it should be for today. It should be not only the biggest but maybe also the best.
Built to host the BDO Men's World Cup in 2006, it made the players and spectators fall in love with this German Colosseum. It successfully hosted the Samsung Women's Champions Trophy in 2008 and its men's equivalent last year. But it was the 2006 BDO Men's World Cup that first revealed this magnificent arena to the world. It is now regarded as the hockey capital of Germany, if not Europe.
I heard the FIH after the World Cup, and they said that was an event they never have been before, on the high level of public, of the high level of VIP, on the high level of the stadium itself, of the logistics. So they were in Pakistan and India and maybe Australia, more people in the stadium, but for the people itself, for the spirit, it was a famous World Cup. So I think that was the best compliment you can get.
The stadium contains a lot of memorabilia. The reflections of Germany's rich history aren't only of interest to the visitors, but also a source of inspiration to the younger generation. An integral part of a former Olympic-winning German team himself, Michael Hilgers has ensured that the nation's proud hockey heritage is preserved and showcased in the best possible manner. And though hockey is the main focus here, there's more to it than meets the eye.
Beside that, we have another 320 days a year, so that's my work and that's my job to do it within other events, with concerts and music and comedy and American football and something like this. Yeah.
The concerts in particular have been some of the largest sources of revenue for the hockey park. Their ability to hold more than 50,000 spectators only helps the cause further. And with the likes of Shakira and Bryan Adams due to visit this summer, the hockey park is apparently heading for a record-breaking season. Hockey remains the top priority. Having already hosted some of the biggest events in the game, Hilgers is hoping that annual tournaments like the EHL could use Mönchengladbach as one of its permanent bases.
It should be here because of Germany's good clubs of UAC Hamburg and Red White Cologne and Mannheim of this and next year. And because of we are nearby Holland, we are nearby Eindhoven, nearby Amsterdam and Rotterdam. Maybe we'll have a look. We will try it once more, and then we have a chance, I think.
For the moment, though, Hilgers and his team is preparing for the Euro Hockey Nations Championship this August. It is the biggest event for the continent this year, as the top men's and women's team will battle to qualify for the London Olympics. The stadium management will leave no stone unturned to provide another memorable experience for the players and fans alike. Coming up after the break, we meet Poland's determined leader and catch up with the band of brothers. But Poland has a rich hockey heritage. Stalwarts like Witold Zaya and Piotr Mikula have ensured the country's presence at Olympics and continental levels over the years. The torchbearers of Polish hockey in the present era are names like Tomasz Duszkiewicz and Artur Mikula, who have served their country for a decade now. The country now seems ready to idolize yet another of its hockey heroes, Dariusz Rachwolski. The 27-year-old led Poland to the second place in the third FIH Indoor Hockey World Cup in Poznan in February 2011. Rachwolski was also named the player of the tournament, and for someone who considers hockey his life, this was a welcome accolade.
For me, it's my life because my father used to be also a hockey player. He was captain of the national team. He had like 215 caps in the national team. He's the coach of my club now. My brother is playing. My two cousins, even four cousins, because all them playing hockey. So for me, it's like way of living, hockey.
Poland is no longer amongst the elite as far as the outdoor game is concerned. But Rachwolski is keen to find out ways to improve the standard of the game in the country. That, he feels, can only come about with more exposure at the European and international level.
For Poland, the biggest bad thing actually is that the European Cup, for example, is now only 8 teams. And I think it should be like 10 or 12 teams, so more teams can play with the world, with the world best teams. Belgium made a big step in the last few years. England, look at England, like last 7 years is like really great for them. Now they got Olympics, so they got a really strong team. So I hope also Poland will improve in this issue and will become one of the top European teams.
At the moment, Poland is ranked 19th in the world and is placed in the B division in Europe. Rachwolski feels the team is good enough to graduate to A division and knows that his role as captain is vital.
As a captain, you have to lead by example and you have to inspire people. And when they're losing faith in the game, you have to prove them that we can still beat opponent. And then you have to show them by your own game that you're actually doing this, and then maybe they can believe in this and then win the game.
Rachwolski has 140 caps to his name and considers winning the 2009 FIH Champions Challenge 2 as one of his major accomplishments. That for him was just a stepping stone, and he takes his roles of a talisman, coach and a role model very seriously.
I play hockey. I'm coaching kids in school, in the sports school. I'm coaching kids in my club. So I'm trying to do everything what is good for Poland to improve in hockey.
The FIH Indoor World Cup was a massive stage for Rachwalski and Poland. A stage where the team hopped the limelight by handing Germany its first ever defeat in the tournament history, before falling just short in the final against the same opponent. This could well signal the dawn of a new age for Polish hockey. Dariusz Rachwalski certainly believes so. The Kellers, the Zellers, the Amats and the Frasers are some of the great hockey families that have given the sport many legends, continuity and a touch of aura. These families have fostered hockey in the very DNA of their future generations. The third FIH Indoor Hockey World Cup held in Poznan was big on family representation. As many as 8 sets of siblings turned out for various national teams. The most notable of them all were England's Richard and Simon Mantell. The brothers from Reading were blighted by injuries in the last Outdoor World Cup, but were back for the indoor version as they guided England to a respectable 6th position in their maiden outing. With close to 200 caps between them, their team benefits greatly from the understanding the Mantells share on the pitch.
I think it's good. I think in a way it's like sort of any other teammate in the sense that we've been playing together a long time. But obviously the fact that we've been sort of playing sport together for a very long time just means that that we have a good understanding of say where he's going to lead, and so he knows where I'm perhaps going to pass it as well. So there's a bit of a slightly better understanding from that point of view, which hopefully helps out on the pitch.
Not having to compete for the same spot in the team means that there is no rivalry between the two on the field. Off the field also, the siblings maintain perfect relationship, notwithstanding their odd idiosyncrasies.
I guess one thing is he's always around and in need of me buying him a coffee or a sandwich or something along those lines, and never seems to pay me back.
The fact that he makes me pay him back when he buys me food and drink.
While the Mantell brothers have carved a niche for themselves in world hockey, the Harris brothers of the United States are unheralded outside their country. The elder of the two, Patrick, broke into the US senior team at just 15. An accomplished striker, Patrick has scored 40 goals in 70 internationals. Younger brother Sean plays an equally important role in the side, but at the other end of the pitch.
It's always been great. We started in the youth on the under-16 team, and we've been playing together for over 10 years now. And it's just really nice because, as brothers, you always have a great connection most of the time. And we love it.
With both brothers being temperamental and impatient, sparks often fly between the two on the pitch.
Depends what kind of mood we're both in, but sometimes it's going great and other times I just want to kill them. So it just depends on what kind of day we're having and how the team's doing, but after the game's said and done, we're always brothers, we can't change that.
The Oranje Brigade had the Hertzberger brothers, Willem and Moritz, in their lineup. The duo scored 6 times to help the Dutch finish fifth. Unfortunately, the two couldn't be united with their younger brother, the star of the outdoor team, Jeroen, a striker who was not a part of the team for the tournament.
Well, basically, Maurits and myself are more defending players, and Jeroen is more attacking. But across the years, there's never been competition between the players, because there's always been each other's teammates and never competitors in the team for the same position. So that's always been very nice. And now, a couple of years later, I am really defender, Maurits is midfielder, and Jeroen is striker. So across the pitch, all over the pitch.
The three featured together for FC Rotterdam and bring something different on the pitch. While Jeroen is flamboyance personified up front, Willem is uncompromising in defense. Moritz stays between the two, bringing a sense of balance to the proceedings from the midfield.
Willem is a very fanatic person, and on the field he's very fanatic. And I think it's good to have a player like him in a team. And of course, sometimes he will go too far, and I would think, okay, I would have done this differently. But that's not just with Willem, that's with every teammate, of course. And that's why everybody's a little bit different. But maybe I can tell him to calm down now and then because I'm his brother. And sometimes I think, okay, maybe I won't say anything because I am his brother. So.
This terrific trio has been AC Rotterdam's spine for many years. Jeroen has already made the grade up to the national team, and his brothers hope to join him in outdoor national team soon.
Of course, it will be a dream to one time play for the Netherlands in one team. This has not yet happened, and yeah, he's doing very well and getting ready for the Olympics in London with the field team, which, yeah, of course, we support him all the best, and of course hope ourselves also to maybe still have a chance. But as for now, we are playing the indoor national team, and he's playing on the field, and yeah, that's of course for our parents very, very nice.
That's it on this edition of the FIH Hockey Monthly. Next month, we catch up with another Dutchman, two-time Olympic champion Jeroen Delmy, and find out about his endeavours away from international spotlight. Until then, goodbye.